We want to do all sides. We report, you decide.
This person is speaking in front of a Turning Point USA banner, you'll notice.
Yes, this is Republican candidate for Secretary of State, Rachel Hamm. She is running for California Secretary of State. And well,
it's a lot.
Let's listen to this first.
We were staying in a hotel, and my parents were staying here with our children. And I am a prophetic dreamer. That means I see things in my dreams before they happen. God speaks to me through my dreams. He shows me things. So I wake up in an Irvine hotel, and I have just had a dream that someone has tried to break into my home, murder me, and light my house on fire. Okay, so I wake up and I'm like, my heart's beating, I'm sweating, you know. So I wake up and I pray, and I use my authority in Jesus' name to say, no one is going to break into my home or murder me or light my house on fire or harm me in any way, in Jesus' name. And I pray and I do what I know to do, and I get a peace and I go back to sleep. I wake up in the morning and I call home, and my mom says, who's standing right here, you are not going to believe what happened last night. You know the witches, the self-proclaimed witches who lived 2 doors down? Well, someone broke into their house, murdered her, and lit the house on fire. Now, I, of course, was like, excuse me? What did you just say? That's something you should know, that part of using your authority in Jesus' name is when I was praying against what I saw in my dream, I said, if anyone has sent that to me, if someone has intended to break into my house and kill me and light my house on fire, then I not only will not receive that, but I'm sending it right back to them in Jesus' name. Okay, well, I didn't even know how much authority I had in that situation until I called my mom and found out that the very thing that I had just dreamed that someone was trying to do to me had happened to them.
Yeah, she's like so moved by the fact that her neighbor was murdered instead of her.
Sorry, it wasn't just any neighbor, it was her witch neighbor.
Right, yes.
Self-proclaimed witch.
Maybe it was Christine Quinn.
And I would just say, if somebody is doing
no, that's
something...
not her, right? What was the name of that woman who said, I am not a witch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But if you are conversing with your God and having that God kill people, I have some questions about whether you're a witch or not, personally, but that's just me.
Right. I mean, dying in a fire. Look, this is just a test case in magical thinking, which is like exactly
we're sort of burying the lead here, right? Like, I mean, how do you, as a California voter, not vote for someone with this kind of power? And why does she even need to campaign at this point? I mean, she has the ability to literally reverse a witch's curse and have it go back on them and have God slay them.
Jesus.
Well, through the power of Jesus.
Yeah.
And first of all, you don't want this person as Secretary of State? Let's make her governor, for God's sakes.
I do. I question.
This is the President of the United States we should be talking about. Like, just think what we could do with, like, working about, like,
stock market or stuff like that?
Stock market, or just bring her down to Long Beach and get those boats in here and get these containers across the country. Let's do this.
Well, that's what I'm worried about, because it does seem like a very powerful power, but she doesn't seem to understand it terribly well. She needs to go through like X-Men school and sort of learn how to understand her dreams.
She needs to hone it, but it doesn't seem like she can control what she dreams, right? She didn't seem to
she's
be able to...
receiving stuff. She's not making this stuff.
That's my point. So she's just a vessel, and she will go wherever her dreams and where Jesus tells her to go.
No, but she also has the ability. She has the ability to deflect certain things that come at her, and to go the other way.
Yeah, Jesus, I know you had me scheduled for getting in a car accident today. Can you please give that to somebody else?
I really don't like how my neighbor mows.
Let me ask you this, though. Okay. Let me ask you this. Let's just say, and I don't want anybody to like make assumptions about me in this instance, but let's just say you did have this power. let's say, for instance, that like
just hypothetically.
Let's just say hypothetically, like you dream one night that like some dude is going to try and get you fired from your job by digging up an old tweet.
Right.
And you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, by the power of Abraham and Moses and Isaac and Jacob, I reverse your taking up of that tweet and throw it back on you, and so that you're going to end up being humiliated online. Let's say you had the ability to do it. Would you really tell people about it? Wouldn't you play it close to the vest?
Yeah.
Maybe you bring it up a couple of years later in the context of like a description of like an analogy about something.
She might be
but you would never, in the moment, tell people.
She might be trying to get ahead of the story a little bit here, because sounds like she might have just sleptwalked and murdered her neighbor. I'm not saying that she did
That's another thing. It's like is this an alibi?
Right.
Like I was asleep in her.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was the witch's curse or it was Jesus's smiting that I reversed. No. She reversed the witch's curse onto the witch with the power of Jesus.
Now,
maybe, I don't know, is that manslaughter?
I mean, I wouldn't want to take total credit for that in public unless I was outside the window of statute of limitations. But the other part about this that is a little bit disturbing is not only am I convinced that we will have elected officials like this who are high placed soon. I'm not convinced that we haven't already had elected officials like this. Yes. They just maybe are a little bit more circumspect with how open they are.
Like Mike Pence.
Yes.
Mike Pence.
Reagan's.
And I
Michelle
mentioned,
Bachmann.
I mentioned it was not Christine Quinn, it's Christine O'Donnell who
right.
ran.
Christine Quinn ran in New
witch.
York.
Right.
Right. That's correct. That was, I missed it by that much. Wow. That's something.